Hello, Kindred. Waking up suddenly and unsure of how she'd ended up unconscious, Dee went to find our group of Kindred after waking up the Bone Collector. Taking time to discuss things amongst themselves, they eventually started looking for their humans. And they discovered the humans weren't in the house. Having nothing else to go on, they turned to the letter that the Bone Collector and Dee had originally read before falling unconscious, and discovered a hidden message beneath. The letter mentioned a truck carrying a possible cure for their vampiric condition, and was signed by Father D. This was the only lead they had on the myriad of problems that now faced them, so the group took off to track down the truck. Upon arriving at the scene, our group of Kindred came up with a plan to stop the truck in its tracks in order to investigate it, and everything went smoothly until they approached the truck and it exploded, hurling the group backwards from the force of the explosion. Picking themselves up, they began to look around and spotted the drivers laying on the pavement. One of the drivers was trying to pull herself off the road, and the other was dead. Gathering around the surviving driver, they attempted to interrogate her, but unfortunately the Bone Collector lost control of himself and started down the road of torture, both mentally and physically. The driver did eventually give the information up to the group. She'd picked up her shipment at the Basilica in Edmonton. Very familiar Basilica. Moments later, her head disappeared, and a helicopter was heard flying away into the mountains during a rather stormy night. The Bone Collector passed out from the expended energy, and the group took a moment to figure out their next move. They decided, since they had nothing else concrete to go on, to head to the Basilica in Edmonton that night, and they set off. Upon arriving, Val went hunting to sate her hunger, and the group booked a hotel room for a few days. They checked in and got to the room just in time to pass out with the rising sun. The next evening, taking some time to mend their wounds, our group of Kindred set off for the Basilica that they once called home, only to discover that things had changed within and that Father Douglas was no longer there. The Basilica is now overseen by Archbishop Gregory Sullivan. Despite all attempts to find out where Father Douglas was, they got no information. Ottilie found out that their room and bathroom downstairs had been converted into storage, and the guard that had been posted there was tasked with keeping people out that had once lived there, without naming them. Forming a plan to distract the Archbishop in order to dig through his office, Krisha tried to pull the Archbishop away, but he refused to go. Instead, he decided to insult, demean, and demonize Krisha before telling her to get out of his church and never come back. And this is where we currently find our group, standing outside the doors of the one place they thought they were safe and could go to if they were in trouble. One of their very few safe human contacts gone, their individual humans still nowhere to be found.
Well, that was fun. You doing okay, Elizabeth?
Yeah.
How about you, Ottilie? How you doing?
I vote we eat him. Anybody else? We eat him?
No. I want him to suffer. And that job is gonna kill him. Far quicker than we could.
Let's not be the ones on the other end of that.
I think we should try to... There has to be another angle we can't see. There has... Do you get what I'm trying to say? There has to be some other angle we can't see.
To get the information we need, you mean?
Exactly.
Can we just go back to, like, the hotel and see if you know, maybe Bo Daddy slept enough and get some advice? Because if anyone's going to know where anybody's hidden, it's going to be him. Plus, I've been far enough away now, I'm getting worried.
Okay, well, we'll go back.
Where the hell did Val go? With the guard. Like, where the fuck is the guard, too?
The guard is still inside the front door. Val is tagging along with you, but she is fairly quiet at the moment, almost as if she's thinking.
We need to regroup. That was a mess. We should head back to the hotel.
I agree.
Yeah, we need a better plan. Which is weird for me to say, because I'm the most impulsive one in the group.
You're doing great.
Actually, you saying that makes me feel better. All things considered.
Same.
All right, to the hotel we go.
Dee will actually wrap her arm around Audley's shoulders as we all just start going back to the hotel.
Making your way back to your hotel, which is downtown, not too far from here. You nod to, or the staff nods at you as you walk in. They don't really say much. You make your way up to your room. Well, your rooms, because you booked more than one. The moment you open the door to the room that you all have been sharing, your phones ding with a text message. It's from the Bone Collector, wondering where you all are.
Daddy's awake! I mean, we should go
Finally.
check in with the Bone Collector.
I would like
All right,
to.
let's go.
Yep, and we just go to where Bone Collector is sleeping and just march right in.
You see him laying down on the bed, not yet quite having gotten out of bed. Bone Collector, I'm going to need you to make me a rouse check, please. You take a point of hunger. I'm also going to get Sammy Redskies to make a rouse check as well.
You got it. Failed.
You take a point of hunger.
The grand tradition continues.
We hungry. We got a lot of hungry people today.
You walk in and see the Bone Collector laying on his bed. Not quite sure where he is at the moment. Almost seemingly confused. His phone's still in his hand.
Hey, look who's awake. How you feeling? Real awkward smile as we see the slightly annoyed, confused face. Shit happened.
First move is going to be vicissitude on himself.
Requires a rouse check, I believe. You take another point of hunger. You are not having a good night thus far.
Hey, Bones, we're hunger buddies now, too.
Floor is open, players. Bone Collector's still kind of groggy, still waking up.
Was it a good nap? It seemed like a good nap. They were snoring. At least we didn't lose you in the car. Like, we kept you buckled in.
Give him a moment.
And then we failed like a bunch of other stuff, but we tried to do a mission on our own, so you should be like, with us. That's why we tried. Did so much. Did not succeed.
However, the car is fine and nobody died.
3 successes, I get three things I can change about my appearance.
That works. As he takes a moment to gather himself, you watch his flesh almost shape into a slightly more human appearance. It almost melts and shifts. It's kind of hypnotic in its own right. As soon as he gets his hair tied back,
3 hours later.
The blue translucent scale-like skin goes away.
Renee is not. Wait, what is my name now? Okay, Elizabeth is just like leaning like against like the wall, just like hands crossed, like doing the ER poker face, but in the inside just going, "What the fuck is what?"
Yeah, no, Audley is standing at the end of the bed just staring like,
Okay, that's better. More human.
Yeah.
Right.
What is up with how you are in resting mode?
Oh. Unlike you all, as you may know that you're Tremere or Gangrel or even Toreador, I am of an older clan. If it wasn't for my clan, Tremere wouldn't be around.
are you an alien?
I'm at Tsamisi.
So
There is a lot of dark history between me and Tremere.
but otherwise your clan would be considered the sire of mine?
We used to call you a bloodline. Also, previously, y'all were mages, not vampires.
Val, who's been standing in the doorway quietly, has been nodding along this whole time, because,
The difference between myself and Clan Ventru is that we adhere to old rules. Unlike Ventru, who's only in it for power. Their thick skin versus our monstrosity, I suppose. That's why I'm known as an old fiend.
So it's not because of the scaly skin.
No, I
And the horns.
specifically played. That again also is something that we do. I'm on a path. Unlike you, who are on paths of humanity, I'm on a path of metamorphosis. Yes, Audley?
Okay, so Audley's just gonna like puppy jump onto the foot of the bed and be like, so path of humanity? Can I just be on the path of Cordy?
No,
Can we do that?
you're on the path of humanity right now.
I don't like humanity. It's disrespectful.
Not for you, it isn't. Do you like puppies?
I am the puppy. We've talked about this.
Okay, here's the thing. Where you assume pets and cuddles and huggies, what I would do with a puppy is essentially morph it in as skin.
I'm gonna get off the bed now. I'm gonna go stand by Elizabeth. Just gonna go over there now.
There is something I would like to say, Val.
yes.
Even your clan has found the beauty of mine.
I was just thinking that. What you're doing currently involves an inspiring amount of creativity.
Yes. So, what did you find out?
Val's going to slink over and sit down next to the Bone Daddy.
Oh, Dee's still standing in front of the Bones, so...
So, where did you go while I was out?
We did a fun trip down memory lane. Well, not so fun, actually. It was quite horrendous. I hated it.
Again, no one died.
Yet.
That we know of.
That we know of. Not by our hand. No one died by our hand.
Did you find Father Douglas?
No.
Unfortunately, we found his replacement.
By the name of a Mr. Greg... Greg Sullivan.
So, I was hoping you'd have had figured a movement of going and what we were going to do.
Well, the only reason why we're down back here in Edmonton right now is because there was the letter fell out of your pocket and there was a note on it saying go find out Father Douglas.
Did you read it?
We only saw that there was a written message on it saying go find Father Douglas.
Okay. Do you remember the last time you read it? The last time we read it together, what happened? What did we place it to?
Warmth.
So, warmth. Yeah.
So if you can't find something in blatant obvious, what's the next best step?
Find the hidden message or go home.
Look at the clues in the hidden message, I suppose. That's just a guess.
Yeah, the thing is, like, after we had finished with the cleanup of what happened back on the highway, like you passed out, letter fell out. Yeah, it was still cold, but there was that little written bit there. Like, did you write "Go find Father Douglas" on the back of that thing?
I didn't put anything on it.
Well, I suppose now that everything is nice and dried out from the rain, I'm sure we could conjure up some kind of warmth. I'm afraid I'm not capable.
Is there, storyteller, is there something akin to like a kettle to boil some water, or like a kitchenette in this hotel room?
All hotel rooms, and a decent hotel room does come with a kettle in it, a place for you to either heat up some tea or a small coffee maker of sorts. These days, the coffee makers are probably Keurigs. Your room just so happens to have a kettle in it.
Does it have a hair dryer in the bathroom?
Yes, actually, a lot of hotel rooms around here come with a hairdryer in the bathroom as well. They're usually corded and attached to the wall, but there is one there.
All right, let's national treasure this shit again. All right.
Hey.
All right. So, Elizabeth says, "There's probably a hair dryer in the bathroom. Let's see if we can use that to heat it up enough."
I'm sure we can get.
Who has the letter right now? Is it still in your pocket, Bones?
Yeah, it should be. Hopefully.
Yeah,
pretty sure I
put it
remember-
back. I mean, yeah, no, it's in the pocket. Totally in the pocket.
Like it never left there.
Yeah. It never was taken out of the pocket. It fell out on its own.
What happened? What happened? Totally
I'm sticking against the wall so I can keep my skin. I'm going to let anyone else get near you right now.
I'll take the letter.
Okay.
We don't need a corgi fur coat for this mission.
I think I think what a corgi would make would be a hat or a little like neck scarf thingy.
I am not going to become your raccoon hat, and you cannot have my tail.
Or like the
I
little
don't know.
like
You
hand
could get a nice
warmers.
pair of booties. Yeah. Little hand muff.
Move on from my path, and can we please just look for the clues, please?
Go into the bathroom, double check that like the counter is dry, and I mean nobody
is.
should have completely dry. Lay out the letter, take the hairdryer, and from like a safe like foot distance away, because like don't want to like possibly like hurt it, take hairdryer, put it on hottest setting, and start gently just
As your letter begins to heat up, once again, the text and the words on the piece of paper change until you find the letter that Father Douglas actually wrote.
I have it.
I walk into the bathroom, snap a photo of it.
You do so, not a problem. The letters. Go ahead.
I flip it over. Is there anything on the back?
Nope.
It should be the written thing that says "Go find Father Douglas," because that's what Audley found when she looked at it last.
Even with the heat, there's nothing on the back?
Correct.
Okay, good. Okay, double checking.
The letter now reads, I don't have much time. I have procured information about a possible cure of your vampirism. I've sent a runner to find you to deliver this letter, and time is of the essence. If you are wanting to be cured, the information I've acquired shows there will be a shipment of something relating to a possible antidote. The information suggests that it will be transported out of the city tonight in a Brinks armored truck. If this information is to be believed, which I think it can be as the source is fairly reliable, the truck will be heading west on Highway 16. If you miss your opportunity on Highway 16, there will be another chance to catch the vehicle on I-5 going south. I hope this letter finds you in decent spirits, and Alora, stay out of the wafers. There's a chance I may have to cut off communication for a bit, as I'm also aware that I'm being watched. However, if you need to ask me any questions, it's best to do it in person. You know where to find me if you need to look for me. If I, for whatever reason, am unreachable through my own actions or not, you can seek out another who appears when the sky is red. They'll be able to guide you to the place where the Holy Spirit resides. Tell M that Friar Tuck sent you, and watch out for the sheriff. Above all, trust no one and watch your backs. The sheriff's greed knows no bounds. Sincerely, Father D.
That's a little different from last time.
I mean, this is the letter that came up last time when we held it up to the fire.
I don't remember the red moon thing.
Yep, it was there.
Okay.
I don't understand this part. The red skies thing.
Wasn't Sam's last name Red Skies?
Dee's going to look at the contact list to see what last name she put for Sammy.
The name comes up Sammy Redskies.
That is their last name.
I think we know where we're going next.
Dee is already getting Sammy on the horn.
Where are we going?
First, we're going to get Sammy on the horn, and Dee is already calling her.
Hello.
Hey, it's Dee.
What can I do for you, Dee?
So, do you happen to be in Edmonton right now?
I'm in my office right now, yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, hold on a
Mention the
second.
name. Mention the name on the letter that Daddy Doug said to say.
So, Friar Tuck has sent us to say hello, and we are here in Edmonton. Come visit.
I don't know what that means, but
I I don't
Yeah.
either.
Tell you what, come here and we'll discuss whatever's going on.
Totally. All right. We will be there in a few minutes. Let me just pull up your place on maps.
Okay. She'll make it easy and text it to you.
As you gather your stuff, you make your way out of the hotel room. Down to the car. I'm assuming... Actually, you know what? I'm not going to assume. Who's driving? Please make me a Dex and Drive check.
Definitely not me.
Dee
I
and
don't think
Bones
I-
both head to the driver's side. I feel like they would have to Rochette go for it. Do you want to Rochette for it?
I am going to the back of the car, opening the door.
2 successes. The rain is slowly starting to let up, so it's a lot better than it was. And you are intimately more familiar with this car than everyone else is, so that for me is considered a success. I would like to remind Elizabeth that until you next feed or until you next sleep, you still have the perks of Valerie's blood as well.
Oh yeah.
You pull up outside of... It's a lower income area, or a building in a lower income area, 2 or 3 stories tall. You park out back, much as you did when you were chasing the ghoul, or the ex-ghoul. And you walk around front to the front door and pull it open. There's a security door on the inside. And once again, a buzzer. It's not too hard to locate Sammy's name.
Buzz, buzz.
Yes.
Hey, we're here. It's Dee and the gang.
Okay, come on up.
And we go in.
You open Sammy's door. You can hear floating throughout the office classical music with a hint of violin to it. However, as you open the door, you walk in and close the door behind you. I would like each of you that are here to make me a roll. Give me 1 second while I look that roll up.
This would be a nice time to know something other than line dancing.
I'm sure Val could teach you a couple old dances. A waltz or 2.
I feel very ill-equipped for this music.
We're going to make that intelligence plus awareness as Sammy Redskies meets you at the door. Thank you for the 2 successes.
So for the hunger dice, I got a 9, 7, 9, and then non-hunger dice is a 10, a 3, and a 3.
How many successes?
That would be 1, 2, 3, 4 successes, 2 failures.
Thank you.
So my 2 hunger die were successes, both regular successes, and then the 3 other dice are 2 successes, one of them being a 10, so 3 successes, and then a fail.
Okay.
I have 6 successes, 3 fails. Both my hunger dice were regular successes, and I have 1 10 in the bench.
Thank you.
I have a 10, 8, which are both hunger die, and then a 5 and a 5.
Those of you who rolled over 3 successes hear something odd as Sammy Redskies meets you at the door from somewhere off in the distance. And it's not coming from Sammy. You can hear the telltale sound of a heartbeat.
Hello, everyone.
How is Stuart doing?
Oh, Stuart. Yeah. He's doing fine. I've gotten him out of Dodge, so to speak, at this point.
That's good. Living a good, new, fresh start, I hope.
Yeah. Forgive me if I don't just blab where he's been sent.
Oh,
but
no, you're...
Oh, of
My
course.
contacts are on it.
Yeah, as long as just knowing that he's okay is good enough.
Then yeah, he's okay. So, what can I do for all of you?
Well, Indeed just kind of turns to Bones here. Some things happened.
Well, as far as I'm aware, this is Father Douglas' thing. So we're looking for Father Douglas.
Oh. Have you got any evidence, any clues, anything I could look over?
Val is completely ignoring all of you and following the music. Goodbye.
Val. No, Val, don't wander off. He's gonna try to get Val. Val, I know the music is really pretty. We gotta stay focused here.
You don't need me for this. You don't need me for this. Just come get me when you're done.
I love that I've set her off twice now. So what's going on?
Well, one of our
I can
contacts.
state the obvious. Apparently, this letter. That's right. Do you have the letter? Or was it Elizabeth that has the letter?
It was Elizabeth that had the letter last, but you took a snapshot of it with your phone.
And that's the better version of it, so can you show the picture of your phone? I mean, I have the hard copy, but, like, you have the magic.
So he holds up his phone and shows the picture of this letter that has secret writing, looks like lemon juice that had been heated.
She kind of giggles at that fact as she notices it. Old methods die hard. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's what. Okay. Nice that I've been called out. No, yeah, I know what to do. You've got
Also-
somewhere to go.
Yes, we're not quite sure where.
Yeah, because
She looks at the bone collector and goes, "We haven't met. Sammy Redskies. Pleasure."
He reaches out and takes her hand. Bone collector is what they call me.
Storyteller, would that ding anything for me as a side note?
Interesting thought. Make me intelligence plus history, please.
Can I do that with... is it academics? Is that what it is?
For you, it'll probably be academics. Actually, you know what? Sammy, I'm going to get you to switch that to intelligence plus academics as well.
Okay, that'll work for me.
Can I heighten senses hearing to see where that heartbeat is coming from?
Absolutely, you can.
Hell yeah.
You're channeling?
Channeling, yes. Auspex
Thank you
for heightened senses hearing.
Thank you very much, Phone Collector. Give me one quick sec. As you channel the blood and use it to kind of increase your sense of hearing, you hear that drum sound getting louder.
It's a messy critical, if it's successful.
Thank you. I will take note of that in just a moment. That drumming sound gets a little louder and a little louder. Thump thump. Thump thump. Thump thump. It's not coming from this room. It's not coming from anyone in this room. Seemingly, it's coming from behind one of the walls.
And can I tell if it's in the wall?
You can't tell if it's in the wall, you just know it's coming from behind the wall. As for the intelligence plus history, you said that was a messy critical? You hear that voice in the back of your mind. You know, Sammy, we've crossed paths. You might not remember, but we've crossed paths once or twice. Hasn't really caused any issues, but let's make sure people don't get in our way, shall we?
4 successes on my end because 2 of my normal dice were 10s, or, criticals. So 4
Any of
successes.
those hunger dice?
No.
Thank you. You've seen the bone collector around the city every once in a while. Naturally, your business kind of converges, but you're not really familiar with each other.
Okay. Know of each other, but not familiar. Gotcha. But anyway.
Out of curiosity, would we know that we are connected through the black butterfly?
Interesting question. You don't know of any resources or any connections to the black butterfly with Sammy.
I'm gonna open my notes app with my fancy stylus because I don't feel like doing Blush of Life at the moment. and just type out, do you know there's a person in the other room?
And then show it to her.
And then show it to Sammy. And also kind of but do it like somebody showing a storybook so that everybody can see it too.
She looks at it.
He's just going to clear her throat.
She leans in close, and she takes that serious. It's not like you're getting a beast vibe off of her, but she's still become deadly serious at this point and goes, ignore the fact that you completely heard that. Understand me? Good.
Can I roll intelligence awareness again?
Can I
What
roll
are you trying
an
to figure
insight?
That'll be intelligence plus insight, please.
He's in the walls! He's in the goddamn walls!
No, they're roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates!
Sammy and
They
Stuart
were
are
best
roommates.
friends. 5 successes. What are you trying to figure out, Bone Collector? Can't hear you.
Where it's located?
Behind one of the walls.
How close proximity from the walls? Which wall?
The one directly in front of you that has the cork board. Basically opposite the door. That's probably about 15 to 20 feet behind.
Walks over to that wall and places an ear to it.
You can hear it.
I got
Can I hear breathing as well?
You can hear breathing.
I only got 1 success out of freaking 5.
You have no idea what they're talking about.
Damn it! In canon, what? Out of canon, they were roommates.
Just looks at D with like a, and then again with stylus, just, we hear a heartbeat behind the wall, but play it cool.
So like D would already know of the heartbeat thing. I was just trying to do an insight check on Sammy to see if it was
Okay.
more like a
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, because I suspect that Stuart might not be as out of dodge as we think.
You have no idea the tone. Yes, Valerie.
I know I missed something, but have I zoned in on where the music is coming from yet?
It's coming
Has that
from
been-
the overhead speakers.
So the heartbeat is not related to the music playing.
correct. If you would like to attempt to ascertain the heartbeat.
Oh, I don't give a
shenanigans.
shit about that. I just want to hear the music. So apparently I'm
Fair
standing in front of the speaker.
I just want to be Val.
So
Just
Adelie,
standing here in anxiety. I just want to be Val so bad.
Audley.
Adelie didn't hear anything. She's completely clueless. So she's just vibing to the music too. Because at this point, like, it looks like everyone else is like in the loop and no one's telling her what happened. So she's just like, so her and Val are just both vibing over here.
Are you close enough to me that I can grab you and show you how to dance?
Yes.
Awesome. So while you guys are doing this, I'm going to start waltzing with Audley. We're in a memory now. Sorry, guys.
I turn around and I look at fire skies or red skies.
Red skies.
I don't need to mention just how bad it is for someone to be finding out that you're trafficking people, do I?
I'm not trafficking anybody.
So says the one in the wall.
The person in the wall doesn't really need to know that there's a bunch of kindred standing in here.
Why are they here?
Fine. Okay. Play it cool. None of you are vampires. You understand me? I've worked very hard to keep this secret, and obviously a masquerade breach would not be a good idea. Got me? And then
You
she
mean-
reaches
If it's living, you mean.
and then she reaches in her pocket, pulls out her phone, and she texts Grace and says, I've got a situation. Normally, you're not allowed to come out when I've got guests. Come out.
Why don't you describe for me, since this is your office, how the door opens, where it opens?
There is a bookshelf that has several actual functional things you can pull off of it and everything. But it also acts as one of those... You know how sometimes a really fancy library will have one of the bookshelves also be the door to the room? That's essentially what's going on here. The door opens up and...
In walks semi-tall, 5.5 feet, would you say?
Probably around that, yeah.
Blonde-haired girl with wire-framed glasses, a white t-shirt, and a jean jacket covering them. She looks fairly thin. She looks somewhat young, actually. She just stands there and stares for a moment with a deadpan expression before turning to Sammy. Can I help you with something?
I've got some very suspicious people here, and somehow, I'm not quite sure how, they caught on to your existence. I know that, you know I deal with people that are detectives and stuff as well, and someone Sherlocked in on it, and everyone, I want you to meet my adopted daughter, Grace.
She waves at all of you for a moment, and then again turns back to Sammy. Are they, family?
Of a kind. Not blood, but of a kind.
Like super extended family.
We're colleagues.
Understood. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you all, and I'm hoping you understand that people don't need to know that I'm here.
No, who's here?
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some cookies in the oven.
Sorry, sweetheart. Thanks.
Don't apologize, you're good. And she heads back through the door The bookshelf closes, and she disappears from sight.
Need an alt ID made for her?
What?
Do you need an alternative ID, a mask made for her?
Oh no, it's not like that. It was legal channels and everything. I am actually her adopted mother.
You just hear the tiniest of squeeze from D.
Whenever I left where I left, because of these circumstances that I left, I had already adopted her because her parents met an untimely end, and she's one of the things keeping me sane.
My apologies for prying.
As far as I know, she has no idea. I'm just a weird night shift detective, and I've known her since she was a little girl, but now she's that age. Eventually she'll leave me and there'll be less risk, but
She has no danger from us.
I know. It's one of the reasons I felt I needed to clear it up.
But she knows that being here is dangerous.
I do a lot of dangerous work. Not just for kindred, for humans even. Mostly kindred, but, you know, you gotta keep up the facade somehow.
To redirect us back to the matter at hand, you said you, based on the letter that Bone showed you, that you know where our next stop is.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Anyway, she kind of takes a couple of, even though you don't breathe, she takes a couple of breaths just to, it's almost like an old habit to center herself again. And she says, okay, so where the Holy Spirit resides. That's a reference to one of my favorite pubs, and I haven't been there in a long time, so this will be a nice visit. It's a place where you can get information. Someone in my profession needs to know those places. It's literally called the Holy Spirits. And I might actually know who that M is. There's a person... Sorry. Okay. Forgot about that part. Okay. Interesting part.
What the
I
heck?
can't- There's stuff that you guys still don't know exist, and that was one of them. I can tell you about this person,
But
I
she
can
can't
only
say
tell
the
you-
name.
I can only tell you about them when we're actually there.
Then I suppose it's time to tell your daughter that you're going on a trip.
Already on it. And then she gives the usual text to Grace that she's heading out on a case.
I tap Val on the shoulder and just go, we're leaving. Leaving.
Just a few more steps.
Okay.
You get a text message back, Sammy, and all it says is, okay, come home safe.
Will do.
I walk up to Val and Audley. We're going now. Let's go.
You are attempting to
Back
pull yourself
home.
out of this. It's going to take a willpower roll, please. 1 dice. You're the one that wanted to let yourself get carried away with this.
Hey, I'm in character. And an 8. It's a success. I can do it.
Absolutely. It stings a little, but you are able to pull yourself back.
See, you only
And
stepped on my feet a few times.
Offers my arm.
It's okay.
I'll take.
Also, just in her.
Offers my other arm to Audley.
Fine.
And we're walking.
Dee's just got like a mixture of curiosity and what the actual fuck look on her face as she walks next to Sammy. So what the fuck is that? How is it that you're not able to like say much more than the very vague shit that you were able to say before you started hacking up a lung?
Sounds like an oath to me.
Magic, darling. Magic. Truly, you're not still. We have so much still to learn. She has so much still to learn. So much.
Clearly.
Which ritual? I'm curious now.
Not my department.
I need to
Clearly.
look
There
at
when
this.
we get there.
You make your way out of the apartment, back to the car. You hop in. You eventually make your way to the place where this supposed pub is supposed to be, and park out back. As you walk around the front of the pub is labeled The Cabin on 116th Street and Jasper Avenue. You don't see anything about the Holy Spirits.
Do you guys like a speakeasy vibe? Because you're about to get a speakeasy vibe. And then she leads them inside.
A what now?
A speakeasy. You should remember.
I really shouldn't.
She
Sammy.
wasn't awake during that time.
Sammy, as you walk in, you simply see the cabin.
Mm-hmm. She walks up to the bartender. Does the lean. You know how everyone goes up to the bar and like things and does that lean on one arm and everything? She leans in, makes sure they're all close enough because she's not quite sure how this works when you got more than one person. But she leans in and says, me and my friends, I need something to wash away my sins.
The bartender looks at you and says, the bartender is standing probably about 6 feet. He looks at you for a moment, leans in and says, have you tried coming in the front door again?
Thanks a lot.
You
And
know,
then
he goes back to wiping out his glass.
she walks. Goes, you guys really screwed me up. Come on, out the door, out the door.
How did
I
we
look dumb
screw
enough,
you
out
up?
the door.
How did we screw you up?
She looks deadly at her and goes, you know about my daughter now. Screwed up enough. And then she looks at the door and says, I need something to wash away my sins. And then like a petulant child, she pushes the door open.
As you push the door open, Sammy, where the door swings, where your vision is blocked, everything on the other side changes as it opens. You don't see what looked like the cabin anymore. As you step inside, the scent of incense and polished wood envelops you, creating an atmosphere that is both comforting and mysterious. The bar is dimly lit, with soft candlelight casting warm shadows across the room. The flickering flames dance against the wooden walls, which are adorned with religious symbols and paintings depicting scenes from different faiths. The gentle glow of the stained glass windows adds a rather ethereal touch, bathing the interior in a kaleidoscope of colors. One of these windows showing a beautiful scene of a wide-open clearing in the middle of a forest, and a number of red and black butterflies flitting around from flower to flower. If one were to watch closely enough, one might actually swear they could see the butterflies moving, but, perhaps that's just a trick of the flickering light, maybe? The bar counter, crafted from dark mahogany, stretches across one side of the room. It's adorned with intricate carvings and a brass railing inviting patrons to lean in and share their stories, or so it seems. Behind the counter, a vast collection of bottles lines the shelves, each containing a different concoction to satisfy the varied tastes of both humans and maybe other beings. The nuns who are rushing around in this place, seemingly hauling bottles of liquor and plates and bowls and cups, are a sight to behold. Clad in traditional habits with a touch of modern flair, they exude an air of both grace and strength. Their warm smiles and welcoming demeanor put everyone inside at ease, regardless of their background or species, it appears. And yes, there is more than just humans and vampires here tonight. The patrons are an eclectic mix, sitting side by side, enjoying their chosen drinks in harmony. Vampires sip on blood cocktails, their glasses filled with crimson liquid that glimmers in the candlelight. Humans indulge in a wide array of alcoholic beverages, ranging from craft beers to rather exquisite cocktails. And the other supernaturals, from werewolves to witches, at least from what you can tell from the smell, find solace here as they take in the exotic and magical elixirs and atmosphere served by this place.
How do we know what witches smell like?
Magical essence and aura.
So, welcome to the Holy Spirits. Now, everything I wanted to tell you and I couldn't tell you before. There's a person named Sister Martha. I believe she might be the person that you're after. She knows things. Now, I would say you're kind of used to this with vampire culture, so it's not going to be that up in the air that you usually don't get things for free here. But I'd say that phrase that you have on your paper, I'd tell it to her.
Can you point her out?
Do I see her anywhere?
At the moment, you do not, but about that time, Sammy, your phone starts to ring.
Hello?
Hi, you were looking for information on those blood collection issues?
Yes, I was.
I'm in a bit of a tight pickle, and I have a bit of information for you, but I need help.
All right. Can you tell me where you are, or is that a problem?
I can send you a pin for Google Maps. That's the best I can do.
Works for me.
The line goes dead, and a moment later your phone dings with a text notification.
Is it the same bartender, by the way, sitting there that was sitting there before, or is it someone completely different?
Same bartender.
Well, we've already introduced ourselves to our friend over there. How about you guys do it? Ironically, you know the case you have me on?
Yeah.
I just got another lead. I'm gonna have to take care of this.
Cool. Come back to us so that way we can get you back home.
We'll see. This might be difficult. And without anything else, she again looked. Nice to see all of you, and
Thank
she looks at
you.
the, and
Good
then she
seeing
looks
you
at the bone
again,
collector
too.
and says, "And nice to meet you."
As Sammy makes her way out the door, leaving you all in this place, you're not quite sure where here is. There's something magical about it.
I love it.
I walk up to the bar.
We're actually going to pull out of this episode and end here.